One thing that I also feel like is that respect should be mutual. Since we've been dealing and going through it, this guy over here decided he no longer wanted to wear his ring.
I feel like once we get to a place where this respect is restored, then we can wear the ring.
So if it was a question from Yandy about your ring, what would your answer be to her?
My concept of wearing a ring is, people together as one. I'm trying to get there.
Not there yet.
But what is the part, the together part or the one part?
Both.
There are moments on reality TV that feel less like entertainment and more like open heart surgery. And that's exactly what happened when Mendeecees Harris looked at Yandy Smith and stripped away the one thing she thought could never be questioned, her position as his wife. For years, Yandy stood firm as a polished, professional woman who took her man through prison sentences, baby mama chaos, family disrespect, and still carried herself like the face of black love. She was the woman brands could trust, the woman fans admired, the woman who built her identity around holding down a man, who rarely seemed to hold her up in return. But the second Mendeecees shifted in his seat, lowered his voice, and referred to Erica Mena as his real wife, the image shattered. Cameras caught the flicker of humiliation on Yandy's face, and the internet hasn't stopped replaying it since. What made the sting worse was how calm Mendeecees sounded. It wasn't said in anger. It wasn't shouted in the middle of a messy argument. It was said with the type of chilling honesty that makes the words impossible to forget. Yandy blinked hard, trying not to let her tears spill, but her body language betrayed her. She leaned back, crossed her arms, tilted her chin, the exact pose of a woman fighting to stay composed while her insides crumbled. She whispered about loyalty, about the year she gave, about the sacrifices that no one but her truly knew. But none of that mattered in that moment, because Mendeecees had just let the world know that in his heart.
Man, listen, I don't know what to say, man. I feel that we are in a dark place. It's been going on for a while now. If this is going to be, then, you got to take this serious. If it's not, then you got to let it go.
Do you feel you guys are at the point where you may let go?
Yeah.
Is the commitment keeping you more than the love right now?
Absolutely, 1000%. It's supposed to be forever, but it don't have to be forever.
Well, I feel like letting it go is not an option. The thought of life without you, that's not an option for me. I'm just devastated at how he feels. It seems like he's hopeless. Nothing has ever made him say or consider us being apart. I didn't think it was this bad. I'm just worried.
The one woman who carried that title was not Yandy. It was Erica. And the history makes the humiliation cut deeper. Everyone in the circle knows the story. Erica Mena and Mendeecees Harris had a relationship long before Yandy entered the picture. They lived together, traveled together, met each other's families, even raised little Mendeecees side by side. Erica was there in the trenches of his youth, when the lifestyle was fast and unpredictable. She stamped her passport with his, co-signed apartments, handled bills, and left a trail of proof that their bond was not just casual. To many, Erica was the original love. Samantha, his first baby mother, even confirmed on camera that Erica was the one woman Mendeecees truly loved. For Yandy, that shadow has never gone away. And for Mendeecees to now call that same woman his real wife only validates every whisper that haunted their marriage. The disrespect didn't stop there. Yandy reminded him of the nights she cried alone, the nights she stayed up writing letters while he was locked away, the days she ran businesses so his name wouldn't fall into nothingness. She reminded him how she defended him publicly, even when the baby mama drama painted her as a villain. She reminded him of how she cared for his children as her own, taking on burdens that weren't even hers to carry. But Mendeecees listened in silence, his face giving nothing, his voice flat. When he finally spoke, he admitted he respected her dedication. But respect is not love. And love, he made clear, was something he had already given to someone else. Erica, meanwhile, has never let Yandy breathe easy. Over the years, she's shown up outside crying in cars, posting old pictures at just the right time, hinting at secrets that made Yandy look foolish. Yandy always dismissed her as a slide, a woman desperate for attention, a baby mama angry about being replaced. But Erica fought back with receipts, photos of vacations, matching documents, shared addresses, proof that she wasn't just lurking in the shadows. She was part of the story from the start. And now, with Mendeecees saying aloud that she was his real wife, every one of those receipts suddenly looks like undeniable evidence. Social media went wild. Clips of the moment spread across blogs with captions like Yandy's humiliation on camera, And Erica finally gets the last laugh. Comment sections filled with fans saying Yandy had been living in denial, that she thought success and loyalty could buy her the kind of love a man had already given away. Others quoted the old phrase, "How you get them is how you keep them," reminding everyone that Yandy entered this relationship already competing with a history she could never erase. And when the man himself chose to side with that history instead of his wife, the debate was over. What hurt most was the way Mendeecees described his marriage to Yandy. He admitted the commitment kept him there more than love did. He admitted that if the roles were reversed, if Yandy had gone to prison, he wasn't sure he would have held her down the way she held him. And now, calling Erica his real wife, he cemented what many had suspected for years, that his marriage to Yandy was built on obligation, convenience, and appearances, not passion. Yandy sat in silence, her jaw tight, her eyes glossed with tears. This was the kind of humiliation no therapy session, no social media post, no reunion special could erase. Erica wasted no time adding fuel. She posted a cryptic story hours later, sharing an old photo of her and Mendeecees on vacation with the caption, "Some things never change." Fans instantly connected the dots. While Yandy tried to keep her dignity online, posting polished photos and captions about strength, Erica leaned into the narrative, reminding everyone she had been there before and might still be there now. The timing of Mendeecees' words and Erica's post made it look like a tag team humiliation, a deliberate attempt to strip Yandy of her role. Through it all, Yandy refused to walk away on camera. She repeated that marriage was forever, that when she marries, it is for life. She told herself that love could be rebuilt, that Mendeecees was just confused, that maybe he didn't mean it the way it sounded. But the cameras don't lie. The tone in his voice, the certainty in his words, the way he looked almost relieved after saying it, it all painted a picture Yandy could not deny. The audience saw it. The cast saw it. The blog saw it. And deep down, Yandy saw it too. That's the tragedy of this moment. Yandy Smith, the woman who carried herself as a perfect example of loyalty, who turned her husband's struggles into her own brand of strength, was left exposed. The very man she stood by publicly humiliated her by elevating another woman as his true love. Mendeecees Harris stripped away her crown with one sentence, and Erica Mena, always ready with a smirk, stood in the background as proof that sometimes the past doesn't just haunt you, it replaces you. For the first time, Yandy couldn't pretend her marriage was unshakable. She couldn't post another caption about black love. She couldn't argue Erica down as a bitter outsider, because the man she called her husband admitted that love had always lived somewhere else. And no matter how much she fought, sacrificed, or smiled through the pain, nothing could erase the humiliation of being told in front of the world that she was never the real wife at. All the fallout after those words left. Yandy Smith shattered in ways the cameras could barely capture. The woman who built her identity on loyalty and sacrifice was suddenly being called nothing more than a placeholder. While Erica Mena held the victory card in her hand, the moment Mendeecees Harris labeled Erica his real wife, every sacrifice Yandy had made turned into public ridicule. The internet dragged her as a woman who fought the wrong war, who defended the wrong man, who bet on loyalty only to get humiliated by truth. And the worst part? Erica refused to let the wound close. Within hours, Erica was posting old photos, vacation throwbacks, family moments that predated Yandy's marriage, captions filled with shade, lines like "you can't rewrite history and some bonds don't break." Fans instantly connected the dots. They didn't see Erica as bitter anymore. They saw her as validated. For years she had been dismissed as a side piece, a woman who refused to move on. Now, with Mendeecees' words on record, her narrative suddenly looked real. And Yandy, who always painted herself as a polished, respected wife, was left fighting against receipts that screamed louder than her captions ever could. Yandy went live days later, her face tight, her tone controlled, but her pain dripping through every sentence. She spoke about loyalty, about years of waiting, about carrying children, bills, and businesses alone while Mendeecees was behind bars. She reminded everyone that she turned down opportunities, sacrificed her own peace, all to build a home worth fighting for. But the comments weren't supportive, they were brutal. "He never loved you. He told the truth. Stop lying to yourself." Erica won. Even fans who once idolized Yandy's image of strength admitted they couldn't watch her cling to a man who just told the world she was never his true love. The cast chimed in too. Whispers from behind the scenes suggested even they were stunned at Mendeecees' bluntness. Some sided with Yandy, saying no woman deserved to be humiliated that way after giving so much. Others quietly admitted they always suspected Mendeecees' heart belonged to Erica, that Yandy was more about stability and image than passion. Samantha, his first baby mother, spoke again, reminding everyone she had said it before, that Erica was the woman he loved, that no one else truly held that position. The more people echoed that line, the deeper the knife twisted in Yandy's chest. But Erica wasn't done. She went on Instagram Live, sipping wine, smirking into the camera, addressing the moment without even naming names. Some people wear rings. Some people hold titles, she said. But a ring don't make you a wife if his heart was never yours. The comment sections erupted, tagging Yandy, mocking her silence, calling Erica the one who got the last laugh. And as messy as it was, fans couldn't deny the confidence in Erica's voice. She didn't sound like a bitter ex anymore. She sounded like a woman who had finally been acknowledged. Yandy, meanwhile, clung to the only weapon she had left, pride. She refused to admit defeat. She refused to leave. She told close friends that divorce wasn't an option, that she didn't marry for show, she married for life. She said she would fight to keep her family intact no matter how much the blogs laughed. But her words rang hollow, because the man she was fighting for didn't seem to want to be fought for. Mendeecees sat quiet, his silence louder than any defense. He didn't rush online to protect her. He didn't clap back at Erica. He didn't reassure fans that his wife was the only one who mattered. His silence confirmed everything. And the silence humiliated Yandy even more. Fans began to speculate that Mendeecees and Erica were seeing each other again behind closed doors. Rumors swirled of quiet dinners, secret meetups, conversations that went beyond co-parenting. Every new piece of gossip pushed Yandy further into the corner of denial. She insisted to anyone who would listen that their bond was business, that their connection was only about their child. But the receipts told another story, and the public chose the receipts over her words every single time. The humiliation spread beyond just gossip. Brands that once celebrated Yandy as a face of strength and loyalty hesitated to tie themselves to a woman drowning in public betrayal. The storyline made her look weak, made her look desperate, made her look like the very opposite of the image she had carefully built. And while Yandy tried to project power, polished photos, empowering captions, flawless makeup, the comments beneath every post reminded her of the truth she couldn't escape. He called her the real wife. He said he never loved you, you stayed for nothing. The tragedy of it all is that Yandy Smith really did sacrifice more than most would ever endure. She survived insults from his own mother, tolerated baby mama drama that never seemed to end, and raised children that weren't even biologically hers as if they were her own. She turned her life upside down for Mendeecees Harris, believing loyalty would secure her love. But now the world knows what she refused to admit: loyalty doesn't guarantee love, and sacrifice doesn't make you someone's choice. Erica Mena was always a love story, and in one humiliating moment, Mendeecees confirmed it with his own mouth. In the end, Yandy straightened her back, wiped her tears, and tried to remind herself she was still the woman who built businesses, still the mother who raised strong children, still the face of her own brand. But no amount of strength could erase the truth that the man she married had humiliated her in front of millions. Mendeecees Harris called another woman his real wife, and Erica Mena, smiling in the background, made sure the world never forgot it. For the first time, the fairy tale Yandy fought so hard to protect wasn't just cracked, it was destroyed. And all the loyalty, pride, and sacrifice in the world couldn't fix a marriage built on obligation when the love had always belonged to someone else.